Hi guys, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Last you saw me, I was not in my kitchen, surprisingly, but as I said, I'm here today. I'm always here. So, besides the point, today's Sourdough Saturday, so happy Sourdough Saturday to all of my fellow bakers, which is probably like maybe one of the people who watches my videos, but yeah, whatever. I'm ready baking. I already have 2 loaves of bread done, and I have one in the proofing box getting ready to bake, but that's not what this video is about. Today, I'm going to be making the most delicious vegan cake in the world. This is a vegan Oreo mousse cake. Oh my god, I cannot even begin to tell you how delicious this thing is. My parents, who are anti-vegan, and by anti-vegan I mean that they are so just traditionally Russian that if I tell them something's vegan, even if they're already eating it and enjoying it, if I go, oh, by the way, that's vegan, they will literally say, ew, I don't like that anymore. This recipe, I let them eat this whole entire cake before telling them it was vegan, and even after I told them it was vegan, they still said it was delicious. So that means that that's gotta say something about it. But this recipe, I saw it a while ago and I remember trying it, and I made it before plenty of times, so I am confident it's gonna work out this time, I promise. But this cake, I'm telling you, is so good, and you can feel good knowing that it doesn't harm any animals in the making, and it's made with good products. It's just delicious. I'm telling you, once you eat a piece, you won't be able to stop, and your stomach might start hurting because you'll eat the whole cake, but like, it'll be worth it, so don't even worry about it. For this Oreo vegan mousse cake, or this vegan Oreo mousse cake, I'm going to be using a couple ingredients that are very easy to find. Obviously, the base of the cake is made with Oreos. Check the Oreos wherever you live because they can vary whether they're vegan or not, but in the United States, they are vegan, so we're off to a good start. The next and most important ingredient, silken tofu. So I got both of these from Target. I think both of them together was like $2 at the most, maybe $1 a pack. Super cheap if you go to the right places. I'm telling you, Target is probably the best bet because they have these packages and they're very cheap and it's just as good. I'm gonna be using semi-sweet chocolate. You can use dark chocolate. If you're not vegan, you can use milk chocolate, but I'm using the semi-sweet chocolate, and this is baking chocolate, so it's a little bit richer than just a standard chocolate bar. So you want to be careful when you're obviously shopping for it. So you want to make sure you read the ingredients, as I said before. This one is vegan. There's no milk products in it, so this one is safe to use. The Baker's 56% cacao semi-sweet chocolate. So if you're gonna make this recipe, I suggest this one because it makes it really chocolatey and really rich and tasty. Other ingredients we're gonna be using in this recipe to sweeten: some good old maple syrup, my favorite sweetener. Our good old friend Earth Balance, he's back. We're only using a bit of him. I think we're using about half of this stick. And then last, but definitely not least, coffee. So we're gonna be using instant coffee for this. Last time I made this, I used this exact kind, and the grounds were a little bit coarse and they didn't really break down as well as I was expecting, but it still worked. It was still really tasty, and yeah, there was no coffee chunks in it, which thankfully. But yeah, and also before you get started, you want to prepare an 8-inch springform pan, spray the insides of it, and then line some parchment paper at the bottom like I did. Before I get into this video, I just want to remind you that if you're a cat mom just like me, or a dog mom, or a bunny mom, or a lizard mom, or whatever the hell mom kind of you are, or whatever the hell kind of mom you are, you can go on armyanimals.com and get this shirt for whatever kind of mom you are, as well as many other types of shirts. They just released some Game of Thrones shirts, or it's like Dog of Thrones or something like that. But it's super cute. Go check out their website. I have it linked down below. Use my code VEGCAT to get 10% off your order. I promise you will not regret it, and it's for a great cause. Arm the Animals is one of my favorite causes, and I'm so happy I get to support them every single week. So make sure to click the link, support me, support them. It'll be worth it, I'm telling you. And then you can also proudly show off your shirt and let people know what kind of parent you are, whether you're a human baby parent or a cat mom or a dog mom. But yeah, so let's get into this video. So the recipe that I'm using is by grams. So we're gonna start by in a double boiler, we're gonna melt together the chocolate with the coffee. So for the recipe, you're supposed to do about 300 to 400 grams of chocolate. This is about 8 to 10 ounces, I would say, especially of the Baker's chocolate, because like I said, the stuff is a little richer. So I'm doing 2 bars plus an extra ounce. I'm sorry, an extra ½ ounce. So you could do the math. We're gonna be doing a teaspoon of the instant coffee. And then you're gonna melt these guys together until they form a nice smooth mixture, and then it has to cool down to room temperature. So let's melt this bad boy together now. So as you can probably see, or maybe not, there's a little bit of granules left in there, and that's from the instant coffee like I mentioned before. So this is gonna cool, and as it cools, I'm hoping / assuming that the rest of the coffee granules are gonna start to dissolve into the chocolate. If not, I mean, like I said last time, they didn't dissolve all the way, and it still wasn't very apparent that they were there. It was still freaking delicious, so it's not really an issue, but yeah, so let's get on to the next step. Okay, so now into this food processor, I'm gonna add about 28 Oreos, so that's gonna be most of the pack. I added 30 because I'm a rebel. Right, so now you're gonna wanna blend these up into a fine crumb. Right, so now I'm going to set aside about 3 tablespoons of this crumb, so that's gonna go on top of it by the end. That. All right. Okay, and then into here, we're gonna add 60 grams of softened butter, so I already cut it, the bigger piece. Throw it right in there. And you wanna make sure that it's softened so that it can turn into a nice dough. Now we're gonna take this Oreo dough crumble, pour it directly into here, and then with your hands or with the spatula, you could just kind of press it in like a pie crust and just trying to get it evenly on the bottom and then up the sides as much as you can. Okay, so now this is gonna go into the fridge and set up for about 30 minutes, and then we'll work on the filling. Right, so in the same container, I'm leaving the Oreos because it's not a big deal if they mix together because they're gonna be together anyway, but I'm gonna put in the silken tofu. So each of these is about 349 grams to 350 grams of tofu. So I'm gonna use one whole package, that, and then I'm gonna use I guess all of that one too. I'm gonna take out a big chunk of this. I'm not gonna be super exact just because I don't care. So, and then to this, we're gonna add in 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. So, okay. And then we're gonna add in 1 tablespoon of vanilla. I have a little bit less than that, but we're going to use everything that I have left. And then lastly, we're going to add in this chocolate mixture that's been cooling for a while, so now we're going to blend this all together.
Many unbearable hours later.
So now we're left with this beautiful chocolate velvety mousse. And now we're going to pour this mixture directly into that Oreo crust that I showed you. And then it's going to set up in the fridge for at least 4 hours and up to overnight. So let's do that. All right, so here we are. I already know how this tastes, but for the sake of loving myself and Oreos and chocolate and this fucking cake, I'm gonna eat it on camera to show you. I mean, I don't think you're gonna know anything from me trying it on camera, but I just want to eat it, okay? Yeah. Here's a little close-up. This isn't the most beautiful slice, but you know, I'm doing what I can. Oh, I can't wait. Why haven't you made this yet? You watched the first couple minutes of my video. Why haven't you started? And if you have started, good for you, but go start making this right now. You can do it from start to finish in like 5 hours. So I mean, I guess it does take a little bit of time, but for a good dessert, like if you have a dinner party and you have nothing to make, go out in the morning, buy yourself some ingredients, make it, and by the time your dinner party is starting, you'll have something ready to go. And it's vegan, so you won't have to worry about inflicting on anybody's dietary restrictions. But yeah, this is freaking delicious. It's chocolatey, it's creamy, it's perfect. The mousse is just so velvety, and you can't even tell it's made of tofu. Honestly, like no taste of tofu in it. It's just perfect. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned next week to see what I make, or if I can do it, or if I follow a cookbook, or if I'm sponsored by Poshmark, which, you know, I would love to do again, but subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Make sure to like this video, and I will see you next week with hopefully some more good food. Bye!